independent. But like a gem, my heart lies in Taboo. I wear its beauty and grace, a glorious crown on my head. I behold my heart is set ablaze. I smile with love and wave with pride. Taboo is my persona. I'm shining bright, bright, because I'm mutya ng tubod, mutya ng tubod. My persona shines above there. I am mutya ng tubod, mutya ng tubod, giving light to the
Our Mutya number 3.
intelligent, strong, independent, beautiful and intelligent, strong, independent. She's going moving with my glorious reign, a guiding torch for the main. I dawn to glory beyond the fame. I am the bride of the lane. I smile and love and wave with pride. Taboo is my persona. I'm shining bright, bright, because I'm mutya ng tubod, mutya ng tubod. My persona shines above there. I am mutya ng tubod, mutya ng tubod, giving light to the world. Because I'm mutya ng tubod, mutya ng tubod, my persona shines above there. I am mutya ng tubod, mutya ng tubod, giving light to the world.
Our first finalist, Mutya number 3, Miss Jana Zelandubroa, representing National Line Agencies.
Like virgin, my heart lies in Taboo. I wear its beauty and grace, a glorious crown on my head. I behold, my heart is set in place. I smile with love and wave with pride. Taboo is my persona. I'm shining bright, bright, because I'm mutya ng tubod, mutya ng tubod. My persona shines above there. I am mutya ng tubod.
And now we have our Mutya number 4, Miss 𝐓𝐮𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿
is my glorious reign, a guiding torch for the main. I adorn the glory beyond the fame. I am the pride of
Our
the
next finalist, Mutya number 6, Eloisa Dimples Rano, representing Daddy's Resort and LTO Tubul.
bright, bright, because I'm mutya ng tubod, my persona shines over there. I am mutya ng tubod, giving light to the world.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our Mutya number 7, Miss Reza Jane Longkop, representing from local government employees.
Because I'm mutya ng tubod, my persona shines over there. I am mutya ng tubod, giving light to the world. Beautiful and intelligent, strong, independent, beautiful.
Our next finalist is Mutya number 8, Miss Lovelyn Tedura, representing the Association of Barangay Captains.
I like fish and my heart lies in taboo. I wear its beauty and grace. I love this crown on my head. I belong. My heart is set ablaze. I smile in love and wave with pride. To good is my persona. I'm shining bright, bright, because I'm mutya ng tubod, my persona shines over there. I am mutya ng tubod, giving light to the world. Beautiful and intelligent, strong and independent. Beautiful and intelligent, strong and independent. Yeah. Empowering woman with my glorious reign, a guiding torch for the main. I jump to glory beyond the fame. I am the pride of the land. I smile with love and wave with pride. To good is my persona. I'm shining bright, bright, because I'm mutya ng tubod, my persona shines.
Our next finalist is Mutya number 12, Miss Laika May Balahan, representing Department of Education, Tubul.
Because I'm mutya ng tubod, my persona shines above the I am mutya ng tubod.
Our next finalist is Mutya number 13, Miss Jelly Sahulia Magnus, representing Sangguniang Kabataan Federation.
Strong, independent, beautiful and intelligent. Strong, independent. While I picture my heart lies in Taboo, I wear its beauty and grace.
And now our next finalist is Mutya number 15, Miss Lisa Marie Swan, representing 𝐓𝐿𝐿 Construction.
Taboo is my persona. I'm shining bright, bright, because I'm mutya ng tubod, my persona shines above the I am mutya ng tubod, giving light to the and intelligent, strong, independent, beautiful and intelligent, strong, independent. While I picture my heart lies in Taboo, I wear its beauty and grace. I'd glorious crown my head. I behold, my heart is set ablaze. I smile and love and wave at pride. Taboo is my persona. I'm shining bright, bright, because I'm mutya ng tubod, my persona shines above all. I am mutya ng tubod, giving light to the world.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another resounding applause to our top 8 on their long gown right here tonight. And of course, to our live singer right
Thank
here.
you so much.
Such a beautiful song rendition, an original one. Mutya ng Tubod.
Good.
And of course, thank you so much once again to Trey Rowe and Rodriguez Molina.
There you have it. We now concluded the most elegant portion of the competition, but I think the most exciting one is near the horizon.
Yes. And now we are about to hear our candidates. As they say, it's not easy to walk on the stage. How much more when you talk? Now, this is the moment of truth as we are again about to hear the candidates, our top 8, on their final question and answer portion.
Indeed. So at this point, may we kindly request our audience members, both at the front, at the back of this lovely arena that we have tonight, to please remain quiet as each mutya answers the question. It's no easy feat to be on stage and to express their thoughts in a very concise and eloquent manner. So you can clap and scream and cheer all you want, but please do after the question has been asked and way after the answer has been given. All right? So at least we have a little social contract in that regard. And I think some candidates are exiting.
The candidates actually are now having their exit because they are going to be actually isolated on one area where they will not be able to hear the answer of the candidate remaining on the stage, because actually the 8 candidates will only be answering a single question tonight. That makes the competition fair and square to the top 8.
Exactly. They're heading towards a place where there'll be loud music blasting through speakers. So it's definitely assured that each candidate is on equal footing in this regard. So
we got candidate number 3 right here with us. Ma'am, join us here.
Look lovely tonight.
Thank you, and you too.
Thank you. How are you feeling?
I feel incredibly empowered because tonight I have defied the pageant norms that challenges that beauty queen should be super tall to be noticed.
Hindi pa nag-uumpisa yung Q&A ha, but she's already giving us a really good glimpse. So hope you can keep that energy up as we really formally move towards the Q&A portion. If I'm not mistaken, the question for you tonight will be flashed on the screen, and me and Gerald, we're probably going to read it twice for you, all right? All right. So for tonight, your question is as follows. Well, it's quite difficult and perhaps a little bit beyond my job qualifications. All right, thank you so much. That's much better. According to the United Nations Foundation, one of the 5 key global issues to watch in 2023 is taking stock of an intensifying climate crisis. An important breakthrough for climate justice occurred at COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, with the agreement to establish new funding arrangements, including a loss and damage facility intended to provide support to countries already experiencing the consequences of climate change. This, combined with the launch of the Secretary General's Early Warnings for All initiative, represented important steps in 2022 to address the harms of climate change, which are disproportionately felt in developing countries. A series of important moments across the year generated new attention and commitments to advancing action to protect the world's oceans. And at the COP15 on biodiversity, countries agreed to protect at least 30% of the world's lands, inland waters, coastal areas, and oceans by 2030, amid tensions between some developed and developing countries. Now, as a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids? Once again, I'm inviting Gerald this time to read the question.
Again, the gist of the question is, as a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids?
Thank you. Mother Earth gives us everything we require to live, and all she ever asked for in return is for us to protect. And we are failing that because as days passes by, more and more environmental problems had occurred. I think the best way to be able to fix this is by fixing ourselves, because it is our ignorance and apathy that is destroying our home. We need to be able to be disciplined, not just for ourselves, our family, but also for the future generation. As a candidate, my advocacy efforts would center upon educational programs and recreational activities that would focus to giving knowledge to people that we should be taking care of our home, because how we do it today will determine how will it be in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, candidate number 3, for that lovely, lovely answer.
Yes, more than just of the beautiful answer is that difficult, lengthy question right there.
Exactly, but I really love my beauty queens when they're socially aware. I think more than just knowing about yourself,
Yes.
you have to care about the larger community.
Exactly. We've heard the candidate number 3. We are excited to hear the thoughts of the next candidate as we got candidate number 4 to join us on stage.
Let's give it up for candidate number 4.
I guess this is my turn to read it.
You have guessed right. Hi, candidate number 4. Please join us.
It's
Step
a
right
beautiful
up.
smile you got right there. How do you feel today?
I'm feeling grateful to be able to be part of this incredible experience in my life.
Exactly. More than just winning the crown, gaining experiences, having the confidence to be on stage, truly already is a great award for you. But I tell you, you are now a step closer to the crown. We have the final Q&A. It is going to be posted right here. You can personally read it for yourself as I read it aloud for everyone. Your question is this. According to United Nations Foundation, one of the 5 key global issues to watch in 2023 is taking stock of an intensifying climate crisis. An important breakthrough for climate justice occurred at COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, with the agreement to establish new funding agreements, including a loss and damage facility intended to provide support to countries already experiencing the consequences of climate change. These, combined with the launch of the Secretary General's early warnings for all initiative, represented important steps in 2022 to address the harm of climate change, which are disproportionately felt in developing countries. A series of important moments across the year generated new attention and commitment to advancing actions to protect the world's oceans. At the COP15 of biodiversity, countries agreed to protect at least 30% of the world's land, inland waters, coastal areas, and oceans by 2030, amid tensions between some developed and developing countries. Now, the real question. As a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids?
Once more, now as a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids?
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for the question. Well, going to bring that child outside the world and showing that to the kids that what we are experiencing right now is the climate change. The air pollution, the land pollution, and even the phase out of the jeepney, according to the first world country, USA, is really one of the impact of the climate change. I want to tell the world that we must be able to be responsible to ourselves. In a way of like this, I believe that I could able to advocate for a change by raising awareness regarding to the solution to fight against climate change. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Then again, candidate number 4, 𝐓𝐮𝐭𝐲𝐚.
Thank you so much. Indeed, we're definitely keeping the ball rolling with a slew of confident answers so far.
I would agree.
So let's hope that this trend continues with our next candidate.
As we call on candidate number 6, Eloisa Dimples Rano, to join us on stage.
And if I must say so myself, I think the committee made a great choice of hosts tonight because both of us have 20/20 vision.
Exactly. Good thing, good thing.
All right, I can't wait to hear from our next candidate.
I get candidate number 6 joining us right here on the stage. How do you feel being on the top 8?
I feel so grateful, and it's actually a birthday gift for me because later tonight will be my 20th birthday. Yes.
Well, there's nothing like a teenage dream come true tonight.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, advance happy birthday. But before we're going to celebrate your birthday, you have to answer this question that we got for you. Annabelle will read it aloud for you.
So I'll read it twice. According to United Nations Foundation, one of the 5 key global issues to watch in 2023 is taking stock of an intensifying climate crisis. An important breakthrough for climate justice occurred at COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, with the agreement to establish new funding arrangements, including a loss and damage facility intended to provide support to countries already experiencing the consequences of climate change. This, combined with the launch of the Secretary General's Early Warnings for All initiative, represented important steps in 2022 to address the harms of climate change, which are disproportionately felt in developing countries. A series of important moments across the year generated new attention and commitments to advancing action to protect the world's oceans. At the COP15 on biodiversity, countries agreed to protect at least 30% of the world's lands, inland waters, coastal areas, and oceans by 2030, amid tensions between some developed and developing countries. Now, as a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids? Again, now as a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids?
Climate change is something that we experience every day, not just in the news, but we experience it day to day. We see it in our schools, we see it on our households, and we see it in our lives. As a language major, I think there is a need for people to become more aware of climate change. And in that way, we become more empowered. We become more included in the actions that we are taking. And I believe that we become more aware, then we will become more empowered to become included in the community. And as a Mutya ng Tubod candidate, I am here standing in front of you with a pledge to ameliorate our culture in a way that I magnify our identities, not just here in Tubod, but to the whole Lanao del Norte. Because I, for a fact, believe that Tubod has so much to offer, and Tubod has so much to offer in terms of climate change. And so, with this at hand, I become your steward of the environment. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that interesting take on this question.
Thank you so much. And again, candidate number 6. Well, it's truly crucial when we talk about climate change. But what's crucial actually is for the ladies, how to explain it to a young kids, right?
Yeah, and it's interesting to hear something, from a language major of all people.
Yes.
And I think it's really apt, considering that it's not just the message you share, but it's about how you share that message that really drives it home. So,
but we are excited how the next candidate will give her answer. So candidate number 7, please, to join us on stage.
Exactly. He's looking lovely in red tonight. Hi, please join us up front. Before we proceed to your question, anything you'd like to say to your family or your supporters who came out tonight?
I am actually feeling the overwhelming feeling as my friends and family are here tonight, gathering as one to support me, to uplift me, to be the best version of myself tonight. Thank you so much.
Well, you definitely look the part. So without further ado, let's see if you can talk the part. We'll be flashing the question on stage and we'll be reading it twice, all right?
There you go. Here's your question. According to United Nations Foundation, one of the 5 key global issues to watch in 2023 is taking stock of an intensifying climate crisis. An important breakthrough for climate justice occurred at COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, with the agreement to establish new funding arrangements, including a loss and damage facility intended to provide support to countries already experiencing the consequences of climate change. This, combined with the launch of the Secretary General's early warning for an initiative, represented important steps in 2022 to address the harms of climate change, which are disproportionately felt in developing countries. A series of important moments across the year generated new attention and commitments to advancing actions to protect the world's oceans. At the COP15 on biodiversity, countries agreed to protect at least 30% of the world's land, inland waters, coastal areas, and oceans by 2030, amid tensions between some developed and developing countries. Now your question. As a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids? Again, as a young lady yourself, how will you explain climate change to little kids?
Climate change is actually one of the most major problems that we are facing today, but sometimes it is neglected because of the problems that are also occurring in our society. And if I were to tell the little kids of what climate change is, it is our problem that we ourselves are also the solutions, because we ourselves are also the cause of it. And so I would like to tell them, as they hold the key to better future, that better environment can open to better future. Thank you.
Well, she's definitely a fan favorite. I'd say so myself. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, candidate number 7.
Your graceful exit. Thank you so much.
Next up, we have candidate number 8 joining us on the stage.
Alright, I've definitely noticed that the energy has only been rising and rising this whole night.
And the supporters of candidate number 8 right here. Come on, shout to boost her confidence as she answers the final Q&A right here on the stage. We get candidate number 8, 𝐓𝐿𝐮𝐨 Tadura. Oh, they're here. 𝐓𝐿𝐿𝐮, yes.
She truly lives up to her name. Hi, candidate number 8, please join us and take center stage.
Hello po.
How are you feeling considering that you made it into the top 8?
Actually, it was a very challenging moment for me, especially that last year, I was I was crowned as first runner-up. So this year, I am aiming for higher place, which will eventually that I don't have anything to do, but only God can help me on bringing the crown home, hopefully.
Well, I'm sure your friends and family are surely rooting for you in that regard. So this should be much more comfortable for you. You've done it before. We'll be flashing the question on the screen and we'll be reading it twice, okay? According to the United Nations Foundation, one of the 5 key global issues to watch in 2023 is taking stock of an intensifying climate crisis. An important breakthrough for climate justice occurred at COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, with the agreement to establish new funding arrangements, including a loss and damage facility intended to provide support to countries already experiencing the consequences of climate change. This, combined with the launch of the Secretary General's Early Warnings for All initiative, represented important steps in 2022 to address the harms of climate change, which are disproportionately felt in developing countries. A series of important moments across the year generated new attention and commitments to advancing action to protect the world's oceans. At the COP15 on biodiversity, countries agreed to protect at least 30% of the world's lands, inland waters, coastal areas, and oceans by 2030, amid tensions between some developed and developing countries. Now, as a a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids? Again, now, as a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids?
Good evening, judges. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Maayong gabi itubod. So, as a YESO officer of my school, I am very focused on climate change. So, if I am going to explain climate change to kids, to my younger ones, I will explain it to them by simply telling them like, climate change is like losing your toy. Imagine losing your toy. You will cry, you will be in despair, you will be sad. You yourself will gonna be, that's the product of what you did for not taking care of your toys. So, we all know that kids love their toys, right? And if they lost it, they will cry to their mothers asking for a replace. So just like climate change, I am going to explain to the kids that if you take care of our Mother Earth, you will not going to suffer. As a youth, I am calling to all of the youths out there that even if you are not a kid, please be mindful on your environment because we youths are the futures of our tomorrows and we are holding the key. So we have to take care of our mother nature because it is our future and I thank you.
Thank you so much, candidate number 8. Indeed, I think you really hit the mark on explaining it to little kids. And when you simplify things, truly, sometimes it's the simple things that go a long way in resolving complex situations.
That's
Thank
well
you.
said. Thank you so much, candidate number 8. Next up, we got candidate number 12 to be joining us right here on the stage and to face the final Q&A.
Love the variety so far in their answers in one question. So it's really effective to have just one question for all 8 ladies.
And I would say that there is actually no wrong answers so far because, well, that's their thoughts. That's their thoughts about the question.
Hi, candidate number 12.
Candidate number 12, you look
Can you
lovely.
join us?
Can you join us right here? How you feeling?
I'm fine, thank you.
That's nice. Now I want you to feel better after you answer the final Q&A. It is going to be flashed right here as we read it aloud for you. Question. According to United Nations Foundation, one of the 5 key global issues to watch in 2023 is taking stock of an intensifying climate crisis. An important breakthrough for climate justice occurred at the COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, with the agreement to establish new funding arrangements, including a loss and damage facility intended to provide support to countries already experiencing the consequences of climate change. This, combined with the launch of the Secretary General's early warning for all initiative, represented important steps in 2022 to address the harms of climate change, which are disproportionately felt in developing countries. A series of important moments across the year generated new attention and commitments to advancing actions to protect the world's oceans. At the COP15 on biodiversity, countries agreed to protect at least 30% of the world's land, inland waters, coastal areas, and oceans by 2030 amid tensions between some developed and developing countries. The question, as a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids? Again, as a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids?
Thank you for that question. I believe that the global issue that facing our world today is arguably climate change. And I believe that our Earth is in a critical situation, so we as youth must act to protect it, even in simple ways, by throwing garbages in the right place and save Mother Earth as well. And with the help of technology nowadays, there are so many ways that we can help our Mother Earth by empowering the youth to make technology that help the environment. Like in our school, there is a box there that when you put plastic garbages there, and it has sensor that can detect garbages. And with your kindness and in your kindness, you will be charged your phone there in case of emergency. And that way, it will help our Mother Earth as well as those affected places here on Earth. And with the help of our local leaders, especially on our president, our local leaders like Mayor Cabahog, and all the people here on Earth will be improved if we held hands together. And that would be all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, candidate number 12, 𝐿𝐿 Palahang. Next off, to join us right here on the stage, candidate number 13. We got last two candidates to face the final Q&A.
All right.
We get candidate number 13, second to the last, and we are very excited to hear her thoughts on that question that the rest of the candidates already have answered.
Let's see if we'll also likewise be hearing something new this time around.
Yeah.
So let's call forth candidate number 13 with a good cheer, a good round of applause maybe.
Supporters of candidate number 13, you still guys here?
That truly will help their candidate to boost her confidence as she answers the final Q&A.
Pretty in pink. How are you doing, candidate number 13?
I feel great in the best possible way, especially knowing that my parents are here to watch me, as well as my mentors and handlers that have always been here as the backbone and support system that meant for me and have caught me to this very stage right now.
All right. I'm sure they're very proud, and you'll make them even prouder after this round. So we'll be flashing the question on the screen, and I'll be reading it twice, okay? All right, so your question is as follows. According to United Nations Foundation, one of the 5 key global issues to watch in 2023 is taking stock of an intensifying climate crisis. An important breakthrough for climate justice occurred at COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, with the agreement to establish new funding arrangements, including a loss and damage facility intended to provide support to countries already experiencing the consequences of climate change. This, combined with the launch of the Secretary General's Early Warnings for All initiative, represented important steps in 2022 to address the harms of climate change, which are disproportionately felt in developing countries. A series of important moments across the year generated new attention and commitments to advancing action to protect the world's oceans. At the COP15 on biodiversity, countries agreed to protect at least 30% of the world's lands, inland waters, coastal areas, and oceans by 2030, amid tensions between some developed and developing countries. Now, as a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids? Again, now, as a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids?
As a young lady advocating for something that falls under the general umbrella term of media and information and digital literacy awareness, I would like to establish to the kids that climate change is dangerous and something that could destroy our homes, to which, in order for us to combat this, I will encourage those kids to establish a strong online presence, knowing that the youth, especially the kids, are nowadays very engaged to social media. And with that, I would like to offer my service and compassion to them through providing sustainable projects, mentorship programs, education, as well as resources that they could use to combat climate change. And in return, we could foster foster critical thinkers and progressive mindsets and a sustainable community. Together as an accumulative mindset, we can collectively gather a community and as a group that helps in changing the world for the better. After all, the intervention behind it should be used by the grassroots approach. We must first work on the locality until it is spread even further. Thank you.
Thank you so much, candidate number 13.
That is very well said. Thank you so much. Wow, I
No
like
wonder
that.
she was Miss Conversationalist.
Yeah. As she answers, I was thinking she's going to make an animation, post it on YouTube Kids. You know, something like that. I love that. Yeah, I was imagining like that. Anyway.
And we're down to our last lady for tonight in the question and answer portion. So we'll be calling on
Candidate number 15.
candidate number 15.
Truly last but not the least tonight. We get candidate number 15 having that spot in the top 8 and now step closer to the crowd as she about to answer the final Q&A.
Hi, please join us right on center stage.
How do you feel tonight?
I actually feel nervous because I have my family right there in front of the crowd. So it's much more pressure.
Yeah, but truly, the support that you see right there truly will fuel you to answer the question. The final Q&A will be posted right here. You can read it as I read it aloud for everybody to hear. The question. According to United Nations Foundation, one of the 5 key global issues to watch in 2023 is taking stock of an intensifying climate crisis. An important breakthrough for climate justice occurred at the COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, with agreement to establish new funding arrangements, including a loss and damage facility intended to provide support to countries already experiences the consequences of climate change. This, combined with the launch of the Secretary General's Early Warning for All initiative, represented important steps in 2022 to address the harms of climate change, which are disproportionately felt in developing countries. A series of important moments across the year generated new attention and commitments to advancing the action to protect the world's oceans. At the COP15 on biodiversity, countries agreed to protect at least 30% of the world lands, inland waters, coastal areas, and oceans by 2030, amid tensions between some developed and developing countries. Now the question, as a young lady yourself, how will you explain climate change to little kids? Again, as a young lady, how will you explain climate change to little kids?
Thank you very much for that question. I have been an ESL teacher for almost a year. That's why I have been handling kids for a long time. And it's hard explaining them such things we call as climate change because their minds isn't elaborated that much. So for me, if I were to explain climate change to the children, that would be if you have a piece of paper and you tear that up and it's hard for you to put that back together on pieces. That's why I believe all of us want to live in a more growing and peaceful community, which a community that we shouldn't face different kind of climate changes because we deserve that. We deserve to live in a community where we can peacefully have the life, the Mother Nature that it deserves to be taken care of by us. That's why, as a responsible people here in Tubod and even in other places in the Philippines, we must learn to be responsible. Because with responsible people, it is much more easier to change our community for progress. Because this is what our world deserves, and this is what Tubod deserves. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, candidate number 15. Indeed, you've truly spoken with much conviction, and you really concluded this portion of the competition on a very high note. Again, not just for candidate number 15, but for all of our top 8 finalists, a huge round of applause is in order, I think.
Thank you so much, candidate number 15. That truly was a tough part of the competition. But you've seen how wittingly the candidates answer that question right there.
Indeed, Gerald, they made it look so easy and really gave us so much food for thought tonight. So it's not just a feast for the eyes, but a feast for the intellect as well. So we really wish our candidates nothing but the best of luck. And in the meantime, I think we're going to be gracing, or rather giving the floor to somebody else tonight.
Yes, because we were saying that tonight we have invited celebrities. Not only one, but we've seen the other one earlier. Now we got another one right here on the stage. Are you guys ready to see him? Well, we got the candidates. They must be very lucky to be right here on the stage because someone very special that we have invited tonight is going to serenade them.
I'm really excited too, so let's not keep anybody waiting as we become serenaded by somebody very special tonight.
This serenade, our lovely Mutias, is an actor, dancer, and a singer-songwriter. Former It's Showtime hashtag member, and now a certified leading man from Viva. The man behind the single Langa. Please help me welcome Mr. Wilbert Ross!
It's you I fall into. I was lost within the darkness, but then I found her. I found you. Georgia, for me and I used to love her. Once again you fell like cardio and never let you go again like I did. Oh, you used to say I'll never fall in love again until I found her. I said I will never fall unless it's you I fall into. Lost within the darkness, but then I found her. I found you. Again until I found her. I said I will never fall unless it's you I fall into. I was lost within the darkness, but then I found her. I found you. Thank you, girls. So, hi everyone. So
So, bago ang lahat, I'm just gonna introduce myself. I'm Wilbert Ross, and I'm happy na nandito ako ngayon sa harap niyo para haranahin kayo. And of course, itong mga, para i-serenade yung mga magagandang dilag natin nandito sa harap. So yeah, siyempre kayo naman yung haharanahin ko tonight. So, hi! Ano kalagay? Sino si Lovelyn? Sino mo si Lovelyn? Sino mo si Lovelyn? Hello sa mga nandyan, tsaka dito. Tsaka nandito din sa likod. Hello. Hi, yeah. Kung may next song, guys, sabayan niyo ako dito sa kantang to. Alam ko na alam niyo to, so sana masabayan niyo ako. Music, please.
Sabik ng mahalikan, mayakap ka na sa'yo sa ulan ng mundo'y gagaan. Mundo ko'y gagaan. Maligaw man, landas ay hahanapin ang kalsada patungo sa'yo. Ikaw ang daan. Dumilim man ang paligid ay ikaw pa rin ang ilaw ko.
Sabay-sabay tayo lahat. Let's go!
Bakit uhaw sa iyong sayaw? Bakit ikaw di bibitaw sa iyong sayo? Laging ikaw. Ako'y giniginaw, halika rito, dito ka lang sa tabi ko. Mananatiling uhaw, uhaw, uhaw. Hindi na mapakali, puso na madaling lambingin at sa'yo'y ka. Ako ay iyon. Kahit pa matalisod, mapagod at bumigay ang tuhod, di ako ihinto. Ikaw aking dulo. Mawala man ang anino ko, andito ka, o ilaw ko. Bakit? Sa'yo, laging ikaw. Ako'y giniginaw, halika rito, dito ka lang sa tabi ko. Mananatiling uhaw, uhaw, uhaw. Ano yun? Right. Right. Sa kada talutod ng pagkatao mo, nakakatulala tula bawat bigas na labi mo. Nauuhaw, naliligaw. Bakit uhaw sa'yong sayaw? Bakit ikaw di bibitaw sa'yong sayo? Laging ikaw. Ako'y giniginaw, halika rito, dito ka lang sa tabi ko. Mananatiling uhaw, uhaw, uhaw.
Thank you so much, guys. So yeah, before anything else, I just want to say thank you sa mga tao na nag-invite sa dito. At syempre, maraming salamat sa pag-imbita sa akin dito. Tubod, di ba? So guys, ayun, happy ako na nandito ako sa harap yung nagpa-perform. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to kay Honorable Imelda 𝐓𝐮𝐭𝐲𝐚 di Maporo. Palakpakan naman natin, guys. Let's go. Honorable Muhammad Khalid 𝐓𝐮𝐭𝐲𝐚 di Maporo. Kay Honorable Siti Amina 𝐓𝐮𝐭𝐲𝐚 di Maporo, Honorable Junicio Y. Cabahog Jr. at Honorable Clifford J. Humalon, tsaka sa lahat ng Sangguniang Bayan members, at tsaka kay Tourism Officer Wardy Mansueto. Ayan, happy araw ng tubo sa inyong lahat. And for my last song, kuya, huwag mo na patagalin, play mo na yan.
Sigurado na ako na ikaw lang ang gusto.
Dapat pa rin ko tayo dito, ha?
Makasama habang buhay.
Eto.
Huwag matakot, ito'y tunay.
Eto ba na?
Sana'y maibigan mo itong kantang nasulat ko. Dala mong saya ay tunay. Salamat sa hatid mong kulay.
Sabay-sabay tayo lahat. Let's go.
Oh, mahal kita. Handa kong isigaw sa mundo.
Na ano yun? Na!
Oh, ikaw talaga. Handa kong patunayan sa iyo na ikaw lang talaga. Kaya huwag nang magtaka. Nakita mo ba ang iyong ganda? Mga mata mo na mapungay, hindi nakakahimatay. Oh, handa kong ibigay sa'yo ang balat ng manok, sa'yo na ang lahat ng unang bago ko ay tulog. Wala maalat na pagkain ko, ikaw ang tinok. Oh, mahal kita. Handa kong isigaw sa mundo na mahal kita talaga. Oh, ikaw lang talaga. Handa kong patunayan sa iyo na ikaw lang talaga. Kaya ikaw ang pinakamagandang babae sa buong mundo. Sarap na luto mo. Medyo mahalata lang ko. Go lang, shopping ka lang. Dito lang ako kasama itong bag mo. Mas gusto mo itong luto ko? Oh, sige balik. Ayaw mo ba? Ayaw mo ba? Ayaw mo ba sa akin, ha? Ito, favorite ko itong part na to, eh. Pakinggan nyo to. Higugma taka, isingit na ko sa kalibutan na higugma taka langga. Oh, ikaw ragyot isa, wala kay labot sa uban diha. Basta ikaw ragyot isa. Oh, kita. Handa kong isigaw sa...
O, sigaw nyo to, ha? Mahal kita langga!
Oh, ikaw lang talaga. Handa kong patunayan sa iyo na ikaw lang talaga. Langga.
Maraming salamat po.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Wilbert Ross.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch the teaser of the film, Mamay, the Great Man of Nunungan.